Hello and welcome to the second edition of VegfestUK Chat. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody, and especially friends and family and extended VegFest fans. Thank you very much. It means a lot to us to have a fledgling audience as we embark upon our new venture into this live stream world, the online world. And indeed, what a joyous experience it's turning out to be. Here we are in Bristol. It's a lovely sunny day. It's been beautiful all day, and we're very, very, very lucky to be enjoying such gorgeous weather here at the moment. Also very lucky to be able to present a packed programme tonight, which is full of vegan options, vegan news, vegan views, and some fantastic guests. And of course, also my co-presenter, who I am absolutely thrilled to be able to work with. It really is a joy to be able to welcome Karin Ridgers once more to the show. Karin, thank you so much for joining us again.
Always a pleasure. Hello from a wonderful sunny Essex. It's got a bit of an Ibiza feel, and watching that intro just brought back so many brilliant VegFest memories. I've got to say, the sun was out again, another Ibiza feeling for me at VegFest. But yeah, great to be here.
Indeed, and we have a really good looking show actually. We had a fantastic time 2 weeks ago for our debut. Of course, we were joined with the wonderful Victoria Pearce, which was just joyous, and we talked a lot about the Canine Angels a couple of weeks ago, and there's quite a lot of new vegan initiatives. And we are also joined again this week by a fantastic guest who we're going to keep under wraps until we're joined in a few minutes, or are you going to mention? I think we've already mentioned actually. Who's our guest today then, Karin?
Well, I'm thrilled because I think she's an absolute inspiration. She lights up the camera. She's a very genuine, lovely lady. And I had the pleasure of chatting with her when she made her first vegan steps many years ago now. But we're going to be joined very soon by the one and only, utterly lovely Jasmine Harman.
Jasmine Harman, indeed, who is, of course, famous for being on A Place in the Sun, which I was explaining to a colleague today that if you enjoy duvet days, you will know indeed, because Jasmine's always on at about 11 o'clock in the morning, pretty much every day. But of course, not everybody gets to see daytime TV, but Jasmine is on, has been for years. Absolutely fantastic. She's been a friend of VegFest for a number of years, through your good self, Karin. Come to our events, always thrown herself wholeheartedly into the whatever we've cooked up for her. So we're thrilled to be joined soon. And before that, or rather I should say after that, we've then got quite a lot of news and views, little snippets of some wonderful new vegan initiatives, importantly, some great food vendors, people doing vegan food, some fantastic funky fashion, some wonderful boss bloggers, indeed your own 5 Karin's current faves.
Hard to pick 5. There's so much happening at the moment in the vegan world. It is buzzing. But yes, I picked 5 things that I particularly love at the moment.
And you're also going to be talking about your favourite charity at the moment too, Vegetarian for Life. Tell us very, very briefly, quickly, a little bit more about that.
Well, I absolutely love this charity in particular, Vegetarian for Life. Now, we're all very happy in our vegan bubble at times, and we're excited about the new vegan burger, the new vegan product that's coming out. It is very exciting. However, we've got to also acknowledge that we're not starting something right now. People have decided to be vegetarian or vegan many, many years ago before us. And Vegetarian for Life, in particular, look after and care for that vulnerable person, that older person that now needs support and they need their values met. So I think they do an incredible job, and I'll tell you more later.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that. And Vegetarian for Life also be a big part of our Summerfest coming up. What we've got at the Summerfest, it's going to be in August. And of course, we're already, some of us beginning to sort of come out of lockdown a bit. But it's worth pointing out that I think a lot of us are mindful that come August, there'll still be a lot of elderly, shielded and so very obviously concerned about the whole developing or unfolding scenarios. And that, there will be certainly some provision at the Summerfest online for people in care homes, people in the elderly positions. So can't wait. And actually Summerfest goes live for bookings on June the 1st, so probably a bit more of that coming up too. And we will be no doubt talking about the Summerfest between now and the middle of August, when we do our very first online event. But before that, Karin, as you know, we do like to talk about some other people, and especially the sort of up and coming new initiatives, people especially who are sort of bouncing back during this period. The first one we got is the Plant Powered Women's Network, which I mentioned last week. And you know Katrina, don't you, who's founded this?
I do, yes. She's an absolute inspiration, great friend of mine, great friend of VegFest. We've hung out a bit. She's actually, although she lives in Australia, she is a fellow Essex girl, passionate vegan, and how wonderful to see Plant Powered Women's Network.
Yes, indeed. And of course, we're blessed to have a lot of very, very, very highly achieving, self-empowered, plant-powered women in the movement. Especially what's great about this is genuinely a global movement. You can find out more about it at the Vegan Business Media website, which is Katrina Fox's website. That's what Katrina does. Of course, you and I not only share being from Essex, but you also share a passion for media. So this one too is fantastic. Now, Madam Zucchini is a kids entertainer, and a lot of entertainers. Well, first of all, she's got no kids to entertain right now, and no kind of prospect of any events in the foreseeable future. Like a lot of people, Madam Zucchini, aka Natalie, has reinvented herself with an online craft. There is a small charge for this. And it's important, if we can, to support fledgling paid ventures. But this is great, isn't it? Fantastic for kids and adults.
It's lovely, get your kids involved. When my son was just 2 years old, I'd stood him on a chair and he joined in cookery with me. Get them used to seeing new vegetables, feeling new textures, make it really fun. And look at this. I mean, it's just great fun. Great to get the kids involved with food.
Yeah, and also on that subject, basic kids, and of course, Karin, you brought up a childhood vegan, and I think you'll really relate to this campaign here from the wonderful Go Vegan World people who run a number of campaigns, but this one specifically it's a current campaign about basically a right to have your kids educated, in tune with the vegan convictions. Currently, a lot of it conflicts with this, and I do think this is a wonderful campaign. You can go to Go Vegan World, have a little bit of a closer look.
Yeah, definitely. It's quite an eye-opener when you have kids that you see the information that the schools give you are actually sponsored by and provided by certain meat and dairy industries. And it's quite an eye-opener, even reading kids' books, how they talk about that cows give us milk. And obviously my son is a lifelong vegan. I'm very proud of him, and I've always told him the truth, and it isn't always as you read at school, sadly.
That's right. So also moving on, we've got a wonderful bounce back here, or rather not bounce back, it's more a sort of bouncing into expansion, as very lucky in Suffolk. That's not far away from where you are, Karin. We've got people in Ipswich who've got a new vegan supermarket opening up. Hank already has a vegan deli and cafe, pub, now opening a supermarket. It's just so important to support these new vegan ventures, isn't it?
It is, but you know what, Tim? I think it'll be pretty dangerous for me to go to a vegan supermarket. Can you imagine you're walking in through the door and you can have absolutely everything? Oh my God, I'll probably burst out crying, but it's great. And it's making this area absolutely worth visiting. Spend a weekend there and go to a vegan pub and get your weekly shop. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and this one particularly, the Vegan Traders Union, they've got a online vegan fair happening, indeed, next weekend. It covers the whole country. It's on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, focusing Friday, I think, is the South, Saturday, the Midlands, and Sunday, the North and Scotland. So, you know, must support these if you can. I know a lot of us are quite hard up at the moment. It's not that easy to support everything, but the Vegan Traders Union representing, you know, quite a lot of small vegan traders who really are massively going to welcome. If you feel you can't financially support them, what about maybe a dozen shares? Put this around, share it around. So, yeah.
Absolutely. It's vital to spread the message, and it's really great if you possibly can, where you can, support that vegan business. You know, it's the difference. It's not going to a big supermarket and it's just a vegan item. We all do it for convenience, I suppose. But these vegan businesses, and I'm one of them. I'm a member of the Vegan Trade Union as well. So, you know, do support when you possibly can. It's well worth it.
Fantastic. Okay, well, no, thanks for that, Karen. And I believe our guest is waiting in the wings. We are all very excited to welcome, well, Karen, you had the honours. Introduce our wonderful guest.
Oh, well, as we said earlier, we're so thrilled. We're very lucky. She's a great friend to VegfestUK, and we really do appreciate her time then and her time coming on now with us, because I know she's busy. She's got her 2 little kids running around and, you know, busy running a business, being a mum, being a teacher, but she's going to hang out with us. It's the wonderful Jasmine Harman. Yay!
Hello!
There you go.
See you.
How are you, my lovely? It's been ages.
I know it's been ages since I've seen anyone, to be honest.
Oh.
No, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, just cracking on. But how are you dealing with all what's going on at the moment with the lockdown?
Well, you know, I've had my ups and downs, to be honest, but overall, you know, we're fine. We can't complain. You know, all our work's cancelled, but you know, how can you moan when you get to hang out with your kids for 2 months? Although it's hard work.
It's your new career. This is your new career, Jasmine, isn't it? You are now a fully qualified homeschool teacher.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. It definitely makes you realise and appreciate how amazing, you know, teachers are, because I have struggled with it, to be honest. But I think as long as the kids are happy and they're having fun and they're doing stuff, then, you know, then that's fine. They'll all catch up, won't they? I don't want to put any pressure on them or get myself stressed out.
Yeah, it's hard. And you're too young. My son Callum is a teenager and he just wants to do his own thing all the time. So sometimes that's good and sometimes, you know, it's not so good really. But
I think it's hard for everyone. It's hard for us as adults not to be able to see our friends and family. For teenagers, it's awfully hard not to be able to see their friends, because obviously, you know, during that time in your life, your friends are really important to you. And for little ones, you know, it's nice to be at home with your parents, but I really do notice they have missed their friends and just being able to play with other children their own age. So, you know, it's hard for everybody, but, you know, we're fine. We're okay. We're muddling through.
But all your work, you know, you can't travel abroad, and obviously a place in the sun. I know you travel constantly, don't you? This must be
I'm always. It's all of the episodes were suspended. We're hoping to get back later on in the summer, back to filming some new episodes. But all the episodes, the new series that we've filmed so far are going out on Channel 4 every day at 3:00. So there's plenty of new episodes to watch, because we've done loads. I mean, we film 120 episodes a year. So there's plenty still to be going on with. And hopefully by the time we get back to filming and everything's, you know, safe to travel again and everything, we'll be able to catch up with getting some new episodes for people to watch.
Oh, that's fantastic. Lovely. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time. And the kids are doing well. Are they going to pop in at all? Because
they might. They're out in the garden now. I've just shut the door. But, I haven't locked them out, but they are there playing with the husband.
They're sounding very creative, your kids, actually, Jasmine. I think you mentioned they've been very creative at the moment, are they not?
They have, yeah. They've been doing all sorts of things. They've been just enjoying all sorts of things. Joy wrote a poem yesterday. Albion just woke up and decided he was going to write a book. They've taken to both sleeping in the same room. I don't know if that's happens to many people, but they like to be together, and they wake up in the morning and they, it's quite nice because actually they entertain each other for a few minutes before they start in and wake us up. But no, they've been doing all sorts of things.
And when we're back, do you think? Is it the Algarve? We're going to be. The Algarve is. You love the Algarve, isn't it? Algarve is the second home pretty much. I love it.
I do love it, and I had actually yesterday. There was an episode on that I filmed last year, which was a new one, hadn't been broadcast before, and it was on the Algarve. And so I was in my old stomping ground, and it was just lovely to be back there. And it was lovely to catch up with it again yesterday. It's on catch up, obviously, on 4OD or whatever. And it was amazing to see, the couple that I was house hunting with had a budget of about £95,000. And to see what you could get, it's actually really surprising when you think the Algarve is actually, quite expensive in some areas, very expensive in some areas. But if you sort of shop around and look off the beaten track a little bit, you can still find some really good bargains.
That sounds lovely. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And I know it's one of your firm faves, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I lived there for nearly 4 years. Yeah. So, it's familiar. I speak the language. I've got lots of friends there. And, the children love it. And it's really family friendly. So I do love it there.
Talking of children.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that cutie?
So we're very fortunate to have Jasmine, who's given us a few photographs, a little insight into her life, and including this absolutely wonderful. Am I right? 4 years old?
No, that was my first birthday.
Oh,
that is. So, yeah. I had those lovely ginger curls.
Oh, that is gorgeous. I love ginger. I used to colour my hair red. I'm a big red fan. I think that's lovely.
Too. I'm actually, let's not even talk about colouring hair. My roots are a joke at the moment, but I still love that colour. So I'm still team ginger. There we go.
Oh. Do you think you look like your daughter in that photo?
Yeah, definitely. When she was about the same age, there's a definite resemblance.
And Jasmine, you like the mic by the look of it?
That picture was actually taken about 2 weeks before lockdown. It was in, we did A Place in the Sun live up in Manchester. And it was brilliant. It was still really busy despite the fact that, Brexit, coronavirus, people still have this huge appetite for buying abroad. So we obviously had to cancel the London event, but hopefully we'll be able to get those big live events coming back, because they're so amazing when people come along and they've got no idea of where to start, and they just go and look around. They can talk to lawyers, they can talk to the finance people, they can talk to immigration experts, they can talk to us. All the presenters are there. And there's seminars going on, as well as obviously amazing real estate.
Sounds like VegFest.
To look, so it's cool. That's really good.
This is so gorgeous. This looks to me like a photo that should have been on the front page of Hello. Perhaps it was. I don't know.
No. We didn't have any press at our wedding at all. But I did have, my old car, Marty. She's called Marty after Marty Maraschino. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't, I've got to say. And I'm probably going to kick myself afterwards.
Come on, Tim, which film? Marty Maraschino.
No, you asked me that. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm going to take a guess. 1972. No.
Well, I haven't had it since 1972, Tim, because I wasn't born. I wasn't the first donor. What are you trying to say? I was only born in 75, so
I don't know. Who was
I named the car after Marty Maraschino, who was from the film Grease. She was one of the pink ladies.
Oh!
You remember Marty Maraschino? You know, like the cherry?
Oh, I love that. I love that film. I just watched the other day. I forwarded some of it, but Grease 2. It's it's underrated. And all the words, all the songs come back to me. Grease 2.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
Oh, this is lovely. And another one of your not very well known sort of secrets or things about you is you are a qualified dog trainer. How did you even fit in?
I don't know. I was off work for a little while. I think it was just after I got married, actually. So I took a bit of time off, and we had our dog Shadow, our old dog. And I loved training with him so much. I found it so interesting. So I decided to go and do a course myself with a brilliant trainer called Steve Mann. And Shadow and I went along and we did the course. And so we've got a new puppy now, it's Jet. So we still use it with him. You can see him looking in that previous picture at my food.
Oh, that's lovely. Now, I actually was lucky enough to come along to the launch of your brilliant range with your wonderful friend as well. Tell us a bit more. Why did you decide to get into the vegan food industry, if you like?
Well, I had in my head several years ago that someone should be making vegan ready meals. And at the time, no one was making vegan ready meals at all. But I didn't have the experience to do it. I didn't know anything about it. It would have been a full-on thing. I would have had to give up my job, to concentrate on it full time. And when I moved into this house, there was a little restaurant around the corner, a little sort of bar cafe place, and it's called The Brook. And it looked quite trendy and it looked quite nice. Then about a year or so after we moved here, The Brook suddenly announced that they were going vegan. And I was like, yes, this is amazing. And so it was, it was really exciting for me to have somewhere just around the corner, a vegan restaurant, local business that I could support. And over time, Sophia, who's the owner, has sort of changed the direction of the business, or branched out, should I say, because the restaurant and the bar you came to the reopening will be open again once lockdown is over. But we're also doing prepared food, so frozen meals that you can have delivered to your door. You can subscribe on a monthly box, you can change it anytime, you can choose what you want, and there are some absolutely amazing dishes. And because I was already a customer, I knew how great the food was, I thought, you know what, this is something that I want to be involved in, and it's about supporting a local business. So I became involved in the business, and it's been absolutely brilliant. And I mean, particularly during lockdown, when things are a bit more difficult to come by, ingredients are a bit more tricky. For parents, you're so full on trying to work from home as well as homeschooling. You're actually busier than before. And some people say, oh, I've got loads more time. I've been baking. I've been doing this and that. That's not my reality. That's not been the case for me. So actually being able to have something really healthy that tastes completely home cooked and that is delicious and vegan 100% and supporting a local business is brilliant. So yeah, it's a nice plug for the Brook there.
Yeah, we love the Brook. I'm flipping starving now you're talking, because I know they do a really nice vegan kind of fishy type thing.
The seafood stew. It's so funny because when you think seafood, you think obviously fish or crab or whatever it might be, seafood, shellfish, but actually seafood can be plants as well. Plant food can come from the sea as well, so you can eat sea plants, you can eat seaweed, and so all of those flavors of the sea are in that seafood stew. That's not my favorite one though. I love the mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Oh,
nice.
goodness. I love them.
I like the sticky toffee pudding. I've got to order. I want to order and just pop them away because I'm busier than I was before.
Yeah.
I don't have time to flip and bake and everything. I don't. I need send me loads of lovely goodies. And
don't worry, we'll speak, Karen. Don't worry.
Jasmine, I want to ask, what does being vegan mean to you? Because it really has had a big impact on your life, hasn't it, over these past, is it 7 years?
It's near, 6.5 years now, basically, since my daughter Joy was born. I did the first Veganuary, actually, 2014. I think there was only something like a few thousand people did it. I think it was 3,000 in the end. And the reason I decided to try it was because, having just become a new mum, trying to breastfeed, the whole thing was in my head about, why do cows make milk for no reason? And I've got a baby here and I'm still struggling to produce milk. And, it's probably a bit too graphic, too much information. That is what got me thinking about cows. And then it occurred to me at the age of 38 that cows do not just produce milk for no reason. They're mammals like us, and like any mammal, they have to have a baby in order to produce milk. It doesn't just happen spontaneously, or you turn on a tap or whatever. And that just really upset me, because it had never occurred to me before in my life what happens to the baby. And that was the end of dairy for me. It was really upsetting. And I know I was hormonal anyway because I just had a baby. But no, I'd never touched dairy again since then.
And I know how genuine you are, because I've got to know you over the years, and just you're the type of person, you just fall in love with you because you're so passionate and you're so real. And I don't want to cry because I've got makeup on, but I remember seeing you at that Viva Do on the boat. And I was like, oh, there's Jasmine Harman. She's so beautiful. And you got up and spoke and you started to cry.
I know.
And I feel quite emotional. And
I cry at everything.
Yeah.
I honestly cry at everything. And, I was quite new in my vegan journey then, because Joy was, I think I'd only been a vegan for 6 months or so at that time. And so it was still, a big shock to me when I had done my own research into, other animal products, vegetarian animal products like eggs and like milk and other milk products, and even honey, and I was just appalled by the whole thing and upset. And I think, just by doing everything we can, just by being a shining example of a vegan 44-year-old mum, I hope that other people will think, oh, she doesn't look that unhealthy. She's not wasting away or anything like that. And I honestly, I feel better than I ever did. It's easy to be a junk food vegan if you want to be, but all of the healthy stuff is out there, and overall, it's just a much, much healthier way of life, better for the planet, and obviously much better for animals.
Oh, that's amazing. Jasmine, look, I don't want to keep too long. I know you've got to go and look after the kids.
Okay, I'm just reading that's on the bottom of the screen.
Yes. Now, I know a secret about...
Now, you did promise this. I'm going to hold you to your promise, because you did say you would give us a little example. You're a rapper on the quiet, and one of your talented skills is that you're a rapper. So we have fun actually discussing which one. And I mean, Nina Cherry is a Bristol legend, as you know.
Love her.
So are we going to end our little convo with a quick Nina Cherry? Are we?
Right, I just like myself.
We're ready for this. Or feeling this.
Ready?
Aye.
Yeah.
Who's that gigolo on the street with his hands in his pockets and his crocodile feet hanging off the curb, looking all disturbed? While the boys from home, they all come running, they were making noise, manhandling toys. While the girls on the block with the nasty curls, wearing padded bras, sucking beer through straws, sucking down their drawers. How do you get yours? Oh, that wasn't too bad, but I screwed it up. Never mind.
Oh, it was fantastic. That was just absolutely
Oh no, I'm still stuck in the 80s when it comes to music. I absolutely love
brilliant.
Her daughter's okay as well, Mabel, isn't she? But Nana Cherry, she's the legend.
Oh, she's a legend, yeah. And a brother, indeed, Eagle Eye.
Oh, of course, yeah, that's right. Eagle Eye Drew. Yeah, I didn't do her any justice whatsoever there.
You were brilliant, Jasmine. You've been more than done us justice. You've done us absolutely lit up our Friday afternoon. We've got people watching from all over the world, and it will be on a rerun later, so we can share this. But I cannot thank you enough. I mean, it's just been an absolutely fantastic guest.
Oh, it's lovely to speak to you both, and good luck with this new project.
We're going to do our best, but it's been brilliant. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully you've been a guest at VegFest many times, but hopefully we might even see you at the Summerfest. We'd love to see it. It's online, so it comes in August. We might, who knows where we'll all be.
Who knows where I'll be? Maybe I'll be allowed back to work.
Maybe I'll
do it from somewhere sunny.
I'll probably be on the first plane out there. I shouldn't say that, really. I've got to stop flying. But there you go. Love it to see you. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
See you soon.
Thank you, Jasmine. Love you.
Bye.
Oh, I've got to brush my hair. Follow that, Mr.
Wasn't that fun?
She's utterly awesome.
Yeah, and thank you for, because I know that you and Jasmine go back a long time, and one of many, many very, very famous friends that you have, actually. You do keep company of some very, very, very wonderful people. It has to be soulless, wonderful, inspirational vegans. But no, thanks for that. That was absolutely great. What a wonderful guest. So, Karin, we've got some absolutely amazing content that we have got still up our sleeve.
Yeah.
I think the food is probably where we're going to start, which is probably not a bad place. There's some great food around. None other than pizza. You can see we're quite big pizza fans. The whole vegan pizza thing has just gone into orbit. A lot of the main chains are now doing these vegan pizzas, but the One Planet Pizza is the one-stop place to go. The original frozen vegan pizza now delivering direct to your doorstep.
It's incredible. I've had the pizzas. Love Mike from One Planet Pizza and his team. I've had the pizzas delivered. It still blows my mind because I'm still old school. I remember going into pizza places and taking my own cheese. They wouldn't cater at all. And now on your doorstep, you don't even have to leave your home. What I love as well about these guys is all of their packaging is just completely brilliant, environmentally friendly. They're great guys.
Lovely team, actually, One Planet Pizza. Yeah, Joe and Mike, father and son team, indeed. And another firm fave family, artisan, vegan patisserie, the Vegan Sweet Tooth London, Giancarlo, who is now delivering within the confines of the M25, and I believe occasionally down at Brighton too. So you can go to his website. I think a picture, it's one of these things where a picture says 1,000 words.
It's just ridiculous. Look how fantastic these cakes look. Who would think to add eggs to a cake? It just blows my mind. You certainly don't need those at all. You can make brilliant vegan cakes. I personally couldn't make anything like this. I know that they're organic as well, which is brilliant to hear. There's one big problem. Why are you not in Essex, Vegan Sweet Tooth London? I need you to come to Essex.
Well, Karin, it does say that there's cakes on there and you can order online. You can also get a free pickup. So also ordering online and free delivery. I mean, I cannot believe that George or Yorgos from the Greek Vegan Deli can provide such an incredible plate of food for just £10 delivered. But there it is, folks. If you're in the Brighton and Shoreham areas, really are in for a treat there. If you fancy a home delivery, that is an incredible deal. We love George. He's come to VegFest for years now. A firm favourite.
I love it. I've tried the food at VegFest. I cannot believe that this box is 10 quid. Tim, are you going to impress us with any of your Greek?
Probably not, but I might. Kalispera sus, Yurikos, Efaris Parapoli, Dikaris and Daxi. And can I have a little ligo, a little bit of your baklava, please? For thank you. That's just wonderful. We love it. We really a very special guy, actually, George. And indeed, Mr. Nice Pie, who is in the Wales area, occasionally, I say occasionally, weekly, delivering to Bristol. So if it is a case of who ate all the pies, not me at the moment, actually. I'm slimming, but getting a V shape is the idea. But we love them. Mr. Nice Pie. What's your favourite Mr. Nice Pie, Karen?
You know what? They do one, a mushroomy one. And I've had that at VegFest and it's gorgeous. I cannot believe, I think, is it 10 pies for 25 quid?
Yeah.
Which is such value. I am really feeling like having for my dinner pie, mash and liquor, old school style, like my nan used to make. You cannot beat pie, mash and liquor.
They're all handmade, and Emma and Tom, it's a family business. And like a lot of these businesses, you know, they're having to work very, very hard. It's always been competitive, even more so, and now so more even. So if you can, obviously not always possible, but again, I would just stress, perhaps, you know, share it around, tell people how wonderful they are, such as Katie from KT London, who does the most immaculate teas. I know Katie is a graduate, or is working towards being a graduate, is studying, runs this fantastic tea delivery, really good quality. Kate has been to our shows a number of times, and again has a website, katyLondon.co.uk. Fantastic teas, Karen, isn't it?
Lovely. I love a nice herbal tea. These ones add a little bit of glamour as well, which I like. And yeah, I think their products are all very fresh, very natural. And you've got to watch the ingredients, even in herbal teas, because there are some untoward ingredients, hidden ingredients that you might not even realise are not vegan friendly. So yeah, great to see high-end, really nice products here.
Yeah. And high end, and I'm pretty sure too, KT do more than just herbal teas too. I think they do the sort of, you know, the Indian and Chinese imported blends. I'm not sure about that, but you can check out the website. They've definitely got some fantastic teas. So there's just a little snapshot of 5 fantastic vegan food people doing some pretty good food, and I just currently wouldn't mind living in Brighton so I could get that £10 Greek food. I know,
I love
Brighton. And Karen, it's obviously not just about the food in this vegan community. We've got a lot of amazing charities. And this one I know is very close to your heart. You've been doing a lot of work with the Vegetarian for Life. Amanda and her team come to our events, always see Vegetarian for Life running the mature zone now for a number of years. And we are both, I think, thrilled to be, you know, very, very small part of a sort of extended support team that helps in a very small way promote Vegetarian for Life. And yes, it's probably your favourite charity right now, I think.
It is. I mean, I've loved them for a long time, and I really want to say as well, watch this space, because they co-host the all-party group on vegetarianism and veganism, and there's a very exciting inquiry underway into respecting beliefs while eating in care. So I do want to say we really have to watch this space. And as we're noting below, around 1/3 older vegetarians and vegans will be shielding right now because of the pandemic. So Vegetarian for Life have put lots of information together. We've got here veggie meals to your door. They've got their good grocery shopping guide. And you've got lots of people that are now supporting with their food, vegetarians and vegans, and they wouldn't really know what to buy, what their needs are. So we've got really good feedback from this particular guide. It's helped a lot of people understand when you've got special dietary requirements, and sometimes it's not as difficult. And the veggie meals to your door, do go and check out the website, because this is all delivery services that can deliver to that older person, and they cater particularly well for your vegetarian and vegan needs. So yeah, the charity do a lot of really good work. They've launched their baking guide. Now I've got to say, the recipes and the images are gorgeous. You can go over to Vegetarian for Life and you can just get, it's only £2, Tim. You know, you can go along and buy this, but their guide, their baking course is really for the caterer that caters for care homes and for the older person. So it's lovely to see, you know, can you imagine, Tim, you're an older person, you haven't eaten meat for 50 years, you know, you would love some sticky toffee pudding, you know, or a vegan lemon meringue pie. Your needs need to be catered for no matter what age, surely. What cake would you like out of that lot?
You know what? I was just thinking about the care homes as I was talking, Karen.
Oh, I know.
I know from first-hand experience just what a huge challenge care homes are facing, the residents are facing, the loved ones. It was hard enough a few years ago to think how it's been exacerbated now, and also to remember this will go on for a bit longer yet. You know, we're not there yet for especially people, you know, sort of in this bracket. And the work that Vegetarian for Life are doing, you can see by some of the testimonials here, is just, you know, growing. It's something that is becoming really, really important, and I know it's very close to a number of people's hearts right now.
Definitely. And you know, one of the great things about VegFest is that there's so many great things about VegFest, but it's such a big sense of community and connection with a like-minded person. You know, VegFest, they're the biggest vegan festivals in Europe. Well, an older person may not feel like coming to VegFest, you know, but they still want that connection. And through Vegetarian for Life, we just saw on the other screen, they have their pen pal service. And this has enabled that person. You know, Tim, you could be, they've got people that are in their 80s, haven't eaten meat for 60 years, and then they're friends, they've connected with somebody else the same as them. I just get so emotional. And this is their virtual vegan luncheon club as well. The dates are on there. It's online for the older person, for the older over 65s. And, you know, again, it's that sense of community, that sense of connection. I said it before, you know, we're all excited. There's a new vegan crisp brand coming out, new vegan chocolate. But we have to remember there are people that have been vegetarian, vegan for years and years and years before it became cool and sexy and on trend, and we have to respect them. And that's what Vegetarian for Life do. I want to say massive love and thanks to the CEO, Amanda Woodvine, and to Chef Alex as well. Outstanding job, all the team.
Absolutely, I absolutely second that. Thank you, Karen. Thank you very much for choosing to put forward this as your choice today for the input there, and one that we wholeheartedly support. And again, just underline that come our Summerfest this in August, we'll be helping to put forward, you know, the Vegetarian for Life charity really into sort of prime spot, if you like.
Yeah.
I very much focus on helping people provide that support, and I love to see them doing the Zoom and such, like, you know. I love that. That's just great. I love the idea of great grandparents and great grandchildren sort of connecting on Zoom and such, like, is one of the bonuses of this, because that will increase as we come out of lockdown and into the new norm, and you know, let's hope that we can take some of the benefits and progress through. And I think the advent of online, one of the advents of, you know, doing Summerfest online is we will be able to engage with people who are perhaps with disabilities or with illnesses or with age or with travel or financial constrictions, all sorts of different constrictions we can really bring in, you know, because we'll be online and that'll be the new norm.
Yeah.
And that's one of the very big benefits. So thanks for that. Look, we've got a lot to pack in still, but I know we want to talk a bit about fashion. We've got some funky fashion lined up with some really brilliant brands, none other than, of course, Viva the Vegan, voted best clothing in the Veg Festival. 1, 2, 3, 4 years running. Karin, I think you're a super #1 fan, aren't you?
Oh, they're lovely people, really genuine. And yeah, I think Jay, the founder, has been on the VegFest stage more often than I have. She's always popping up and winning. They've got great heart behind the brand. And I know that Jay was in she still is, but was in the fashion industry before this as well. And what I like about her is, you know, she wants you to have slow fashion, wear the clothes, wear them out. We're in a throwaway world at the moment. Take a picture and that's it, move on to the next thing. That's not how it should be. And yeah, that's what she's all about. Great products and her gorgeous family as well. Yeah, lovely people, genuine people.
Great clothes too, really good fashion statements. Viva the Vegan online, there's the website. And another firm favourite from VegFest that you'll find is, of course, Watson and Wolf, who do some really, really beautiful accessories, kind of wallets, very tasteful. Obviously not using leather, animal glue and such like, but still achieving some fabulous textures and really quality. And I see they're doing a little bit of a Father's Day special. It's very nice. Bit of a winner wallet. I wouldn't mind.
Winner wallet. It's brilliant. Their products are very high end. I had a great chat with them at VegFest. They were going to start making products from leather. And then when they realised how bad leather was, then they decided, of course, we can't use that for our products. Very high end. They do great gift sets. And, you know, yeah, they're great, well-made products. And why do we use animal skins? You really don't need to.
But this is one firm that would certainly back that position. Anticarnist.com are a really, as it were, kind of pretty in your face, pretty full on.
Yeah.
In their position, and we love them for that. But not only do we love their really clear, bold animal rights statements, but they also donate a lot to animal sanctuaries.
They do. They're sweatshop free as well, which goes without saying. I love their style because it takes me back to my more punky days. I was going to wear their T-shirt tonight, but I decided to go for some sparkles instead. I really like this brand, and yeah, passionate vegans, like all of the people that we're telling you about. But I really like this style.
And another really good clothing company that we love, Southwest-based Generation V, got some fantastic sort of wonderful designs. You've got some great clothing. They've got a great passion behind them. Again, they're looking after animal sanctuaries. I think I just put a little plug in. I think a lot of us buying food during lockdown, but of course, clothes are on hold for a lot of people. Perhaps seen as non-essential. You know, you can perhaps keep wearing the same T-shirt for a bit longer. It's very tough for clothing. Very, very, very tough. If you're going to be buying a new garment, if you can, let's focus in on some of these small, independent, ethical, vegan companies like Generation V.
Definitely. These guys, their drawings are hand-drawn, so the designs you see are hand-drawn, which I particularly like. And organic as well, which, you know, is really vital to the planet. I do like a bit of organic.
That's very nice. And talking of hand-drawn, the Wear Your Voice is an incredible statement. We love Wear Your Voice. They do the hand-drawn T-shirts and also some artist work. You know, there's some prints and other things. So Wear Your Voice, 100% vegan owned, including the 3 rescue staffies. There's your interesting fact for Wear Your Voice. Beautiful team. Lovely team, very dedicated. I believe one of the people behind the Vegan Traders Union virtual online fair that's coming up. And again, you know, they are doing stuff for for a number of different charities and are quietly working away to try and help where they can. We love Wear Your Voice. Big warm welcome to Wear Your Voice and Angela, and to the team that come to VegFest often. We love your stuff. Do go to the website. And just to say, you can find all of the details on our Facebook page after if you want to catch up afterwards. And Karin, we're going swiftly into your current five faves at the moment. I know you mentioned you had a bit of trouble just selecting 5. That's all right. You can have another 5 another time. But for now, this is big fame for you, I know.
Oh, yeah. You know, Andrea, all the team, I've known Wet Nose Animal Aid for many years. And when they asked me to become their ambassador, I was over the moon. Yeah, lovely people. Once a year, we have Wet Nose Day, and we get people to fundraise all over the country, and all of the money, and throughout the year as well, but all of the money goes directly to the small animal sanctuaries that get no funding. They've dedicated their lives to rescuing abandoned, abused animals. They're struggling for money. And yeah, we have Pose with a Nose. Tim, I've got to get you to pose with a nose, a big black spongy nose. I can't find mine. I was going to wear it for this bit, so I'm a bit annoyed about that. But Tim, will get you posing with a nose hopefully soon. But we've had some cool people posing with a nose, including Paul McCartney, Amanda Holden, and Tom Hardy. Let's go over to Vegan Arborist next. I am very excited about this. This is John Cretan, who is the CEO and co-founder of the Vegan Arborist. Now, John is a former MD of Goldman Sachs. He's worked all over the world for investment markets. And his passion and his team is to take that vegan business, that established vegan business, and get them to the next level so you can scale up with a vegan arborist. They've got financial knowledge, they've got contacts, they can get your business to the next level, which is very exciting for the vegan business owner. We've got to get him at VegFest, Tim.
Well, we have a trade and media day, so Friday, 14th of August, I should think the Vegan Arborist will be on the guest list.
Oh, lovely. Great guy. Go to the website, whether you're, you know, business or consumer. Got to say hello to this great guy, Keith Squires. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He's a famous plant-based chef and author. Now, his work has taken him all over the world, very well respected, training people in India and in Australia. And very recently, he had lots of nurses come to him because the nurses are so busy looking after everybody else, but they're not looking after their own health. And they said, Keith, we need your help. Now, he's advised them about a plant-based, healthy, whole food diet, run courses for them. This led to him going into the Houses of Parliament. So there's Keith Squires talking at the Houses of Parliament, telling famous MPs how to be vegan. Again, Tim, we need him at VegFest, don't we?
Always welcome, Karin. Guess this. You got the invite. You know that.
Oh, well, now we have a picture here of somebody that's very famous in America and all over Asia in particular. Now, this is Supreme Master Ching Hai. Now, it's quite interesting because when I read her book nearly 30 years ago, instantly I became vegetarian. That's what we did a few years ago rather than jumping in at the deep end, as many people do now. So I read Supreme Master's book, jumped in at the deep end, and we've been crossing out, our paths have crossed for quite some time. At the moment, Supreme Master Ching Hai is speaking with and liaising with the top world leaders about being vegan, spiritual leaders, religious leaders, parliamentary leaders, and telling them really to save the planet, we need to be vegan. And over there, I've got my my award that I won a few years ago from Supreme Master. Whoa! Okay, we're going over to Veggie Vision Dating. Now, what I love is I set this up because so many people asked me, Karin, I want to meet a like-minded vegan. And it's hard. So I've teamed up with these world experts in online dating. And Tim, you know what I love the best is when I get people coming to me saying, Karin, you've changed my life. I've got more confidence. They've come to the VegFest speed dating sessions. They've met somebody or they've met somebody online. And it's wonderful, but it's very hard actually to get a vegan dating site out there. Social media seem to squash it down quite a lot. But Tim, I wanted to say about the dating site, you know, it's really been fantastic running the vegan speed dating sessions at VegFest as well. And yeah, I've loved doing them, and it's changed a lot of people's lives as well. So I could talk a lot more, but I think we might be running out of time.
Well, we're running on. I know that there's a bit of an announcement about VegfestUK London coming up very shortly, but we're just going to actually kind of come towards wrapping up a little bit. We're just going to look at 5 bloggers, including Kate Strong here, who is absolutely brilliant. We've had Kate as a guest before. Kate actually did, the Guinness Book of Records world record 24-hour cycle ride at VegfestUK London in, I think, 2016. So we're thrilled to have Kate as a guest at VegFest a number of times Plant Power, but she's also does this wonderful podcast. She blogs. She does. She's got a kind of fitness element, but also a business element. So again, we're hoping to be seeing more of Kate soon. But you can catch Kate's blog on her website. She does a monthly podcast from katestrong.co.uk or co/the Strong Voice Podcast. And it's basically, from all around the law, global thought leaders, pioneers. It's pretty good blog, Karin. It's a pretty good blog.
Yeah, and she's a great lady. Love Kate Strong. I remember meeting her for the first time at VegFest, breaking world records. So very cool lady.
This is a really inspirational blog. A Fat Gay Vegan, currently broadcasting from Mexico City on, I believe, day 71 of his lockdown quarantine. No, day 73 indeed. Lockdown quarantine podcast. FGV, fantastic. He's been a much loved guest at VegFest, and I should say he was instrumental in the very first show we did in 2013 at Olympia in London. He did a lot of the PR for it. We absolutely love Sean. Fair shout, Sean. Thanks for all the shouts out for all the vegan businesses you've been giving. It's been noted. Fair shout to sir.
Oh, that's great. It's all about supporting each other. I know when Sean's been on the stage with me at VegFest as well, he puts everything into what he does. And yeah, he's really made a huge difference in the vegan world. And yeah, great to see him broadcasting from Mexico. I'm not really that jealous.
And somebody else broadcasting from actually the USA is Jake Conroy, aka the Cranky Vegan. Now, Jake's been doing a regular 3-minute Thursday, which usually runs into about 10 minutes, but it's always interesting. It's critical thinking about some of the activism. Jake has a career in activism that goes back over 3 decades and has recently appeared in The Animal People, which is a film out now about the SHAC story in the USA. There was a USA version, if you like, of the SHAC story a decade ago. What I like about Jake, I must say, I don't agree with everything he says by any means, but he's got quite a wry sense of sort of delivery. He's quite supportive, and although he's critical, he's quite kind with his criticism. Although he's quite cutting too. Cranky is a good word. So that's Jake Conroy, the Cranky Vegan. Karin, I know you work with Dr. Shireen Kassan. The Plant-Based Health Professionals UK weekly blog.
Oh, they've got some fantastic initiatives that they're working on. They've got some great awareness as well very recently, and just launched, I think it was yesterday, there's a video that they've launched with an open letter from, I think, 200 vegan plant-based doctors. My mind is just blown when I think of that. These are things that you only just dreamt of 25 years ago. So do give them your support. Go and Google them, find out much more. Dr. Shireen Kassam and all of her team, they're utterly brilliant people, and doctors, wonderful.
Yeah, science-based, evidence-based, and Dr. Shireen Kassam does a weekly roundup, which kind of looks at some of the health scares. So if you see some of these mainstream media health scares, have a look at the weekly roundup. And that brings us nicely into our last influential and inspirational blogger in our little run of 5 boss bloggers, we've called it, for a better word. I don't know who came up with that one, but never mind. And Dave Sheehan is definitely a boss boy all round. You know, Dave, regular, comes to VegFest, does the fitness series, will be at the Summerfest. We are having a conversation this weekend about which famous plant-based athletes will be appearing in August. That's quite exciting. And Karin, you shared the stage with Dave. He's great, isn't he? What a cracker.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy and very genuine. And I've had people coming up to me saying what an impact Dave has made on their lives, or they love his books. And yeah, he's a really nice guy. He likes the microphone like you and I, Tim.
Well, there we go. So that's a roundup. Now, Karin, before we go, I just have promised a little bit of an update on the VegfestUK London Olympia event. And many, we know we're in our 8th year now running at Olympia. And of course, currently, VegfestUK Olympia is planned for November the 14th, 15th. We went on sale back in last October. We've done about 85, 90 bookings. And round about March the 10th, the whole thing came to a grinding halt, and Olympia has been shut since that time. We don't know when it's going to open for many, many reasons. We've made a decision, which we're literally announcing right now, 6 o'clock. That has come with a lot of thought. We haven't taken this decision lightly because there's numerous factors, and it's a very challenging time. But basically, we are moving London Olympia 2020 to VegfestUK London online, and that would be hosted online on November 13th, 14th, and 15th, 2020 at vegfest.co.uk/VegFest London Online. I can't remember if that's right, actually. It might be London Online, not vegfest.co.uk/London Online. Details on the Facebook page. It'll be a trade and media day on the Friday, much like the Summerfest. Then the event will run online. The good news is over that weekend, 14th, 15th, it will be free to attend for members of the public. So visitors can register to attend free of charge. We can, of course, welcome not only visitors, but also speakers and indeed exhibitors from all over the world. And so, although we are, of course, somewhat sad and in many ways even quite distraught at having to move from Olympia, nevertheless, currently Olympia is shut. We don't know when it's going to reopen. A lot of our exhibitors currently are in very challenging circumstances. Our visitors, a lot of them are also facing very challenging circumstances. And we don't want to kind of keep people waiting and humming and hawing and not knowing. We decided to make an early call, and then we can get on with planning for a really good event online. Yes, there will be drawbacks. Yes, there will be some exhibitors for whom this online platform will not suit. And yes, we will be looking after all our exhibitors. I will guarantee we would do our very, very best to not only absorb what is for us quite a lot of money that is now written off, but we will ensure that our exhibitors are treated fairly and have fair play and good treatment from us, as you would expect. We will do our very best to make sure this works. We want your support on it. We are moving online. This is going to be the new norm. We want our supporters and our people to really get behind this and really help, but really there's another reason. We cannot feel comfortable about calling on, even if we're allowed to, an event with over 5,000 people at a time in London in November on the back of this awful virus. It's not fair on NHS workers, frontline workers, transport, the good people of London, and on those grounds we've decided to move online, and that's our announcement. There will be more on the website. We will be updating. Obviously, we will be going live for bookings for London 2020 online from Monday morning, as we will be on the Summerfest. And I should just say that it is VegfestUK.co.uk/London online for our new event. And Karin, we're going to be moving forward. We're hoping to go back to Brighton next year, depending. So we might be having a live event next year in Brighton at the Brighton Centre. That's certainly the plan at the moment. We have Plant Powered Expo to announce more about probably in a couple of weeks. And that's it. That's all we've got time for. We're going to wrap up now and just say that before we go, if you've enjoyed listening to this show, please do share and please do invite your friends. Karin, I do want to say very much thank you for your hard work and input. This doesn't come without a price, and that price is quite a lot of hard work. but we absolutely love it. I love working with you. It's an absolute privilege to work with somebody so amazing and so professional, competent, and with so many amazing guests. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Tim. Thank you for everything that you do. And really a massive thanks, because to have thought that we could have lost VegFest after 20 years, I think it's absolutely brilliant that we're going online. And as Tim said, we will do everything we possibly can to support the person coming through, the speakers, the stall holders. We will just make it, fingers and toes crossed, the best atmosphere that we possibly can, the atmosphere that we have at every single VegFest. And yeah, it's great. It's exciting. It's something new. And we will just do our very best to make it a brilliant VegFest.
That's it. Brilliant. Thanks, Karin. Okay, well, look, we're just about to go now. We've sort of done, our hour and 10 minutes, actually. It's been great. We had a wonderful guest with Jasmine Harman.
Oh, she's amazing, isn't she?
Just some fantastic stuff. Look, if you've been watching this, if you are interested in going vegan, you're not vegan yet, there's some great resources. We've got the Go Vegan World free guide to download. And we will be going out with a little outro from Tom Reagan. So do stop and watch to the end. But I do believe that we've got, just before we go, news of our next show, indeed. Da-da-da-da! It's Karin, you've done it again. You've got us the most fantastic guest. Very quickly, in 30 seconds, tell us about our guest for June 12th, live 5 p.m. in 2 weeks' time, VegfestUK Chat.
Oh my gosh, well, Wendy Turner-Webster, love her husband, brilliant people, passionate vegan, go back a long way with Wendy, so excited to have her on the show. And there we have Adamski as well, met him at VegFest UK Bristol about 3 years ago, and he said, Karin, I really want to be vegan. And yeah, we chatted again, he came to our show earlier this year, and he is a passionate vegan now. So I love it. Really great, guys. And you and I, my lovely viewer, we get to hang out with them. So it is very exciting. Do press your thumb on that love button, give us some flipping love and help us spread our positive VegfestUK Chat message. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. All right, guys, that's it. We're going to go now. Thanks ever so much for listening. If you stay with us to the end, you deserve about 5 brownie points, and I have an ask of gratitude and thanks. Do give us a share, and we shall leave you now with our little piece of video, just reflecting on what this is about. We are in a world where we have to change. The direction we need to take is plant-based. It's staring us in the face. We know that. We know that for multiple reasons. And one thing that we do know is that animals have a right not to be used as property. And that's something that we at VegFest stand by quietly, but clearly advocate for the end of the use of all animals wherever practicable and possible. And on that note, we shall leave you with the wise and wonderful words of Tom Regan, the founder of the modern day animal rights movement. And we shall see you all again in 2 weeks' time, hopefully. Until that time, stay safe, be good, and see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Bye.
My wife Nancy and I were active in the anti-war movement during the Vietnam period. And we were thinking that America should not be involved in that war because it involved violence that we didn't think could be justified. And during that period we thought about other aspects of our life that might involve violence. And we read Gandhi's work, and Gandhi's basically spoke from the page to us, so to speak, and said, if you think that violence against human beings is wrong if you can't justify it, how can you justify those dead body parts you mentioned in your freezer? And if you can justify that, please tell me, Professor Reagan, so to speak, and if not, think about it. And so we thought about it, and we couldn't find a good reason that would justify that kind of violence.
The other animals humans eat, use in science, hunt, trap, and exploit in a variety of other ways have a life of their own that is of importance to them apart from their utility to us. They are not only in the world, they are aware of it and also of what happens to them. And what happens to them matters to them. Each has a life that fares experientially better or worse for the one whose life it is. Like us, they bring a unified psychological presence to the world. Like us, they are some bodies, not some things.